America. My God, what an enthralling trip. 'Cause what other country will let you?
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to the Anti-George Carlin podcast, and what's going on is the latest and the greatest AI self-following, and it seems like it's doing its job, self-following 4K camera. What? Yeah, that's what's going on. And, it's for the audience. It's for the viewer pleasure. It's not for me, Ross of Now he's talking in third person. What's going on? What's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Listen, the 4K stuff reminds me, if you went to public high school, you know what I'm talking about. The 4K stuff reminds me of the weird fluorescent lighting in the public high school bathrooms. What is going on with that? Like, literally, you could be a 10 out of 10, which you are. You are a 10 out of 10. You came in this world a 10 out of 10. You're going to leave a 10 out of 10. Nothing changes in between but consciousness. And we'll get to commandments after this. But, you could be a phenotypically gene-expressed supermodel. When I was a kid, they put, like, the symmetry, people with the symmetry on magazines. It's obviously not that anymore, but when I was a kid, they did that. And you could be a 10 out of 10 supermodel from the 90s, looking at yourself in the weird fluorescent public bathrooms in public high school in the mirror and go, is that every line on my is that every line on my forehead? Is that every imperfection and crevice? Is that a crater on the side of my face? Yes, it's the weird lighting though. It's not you. It's the weird lighting in the public bathrooms. And look, traumatic. High school was traumatic enough. Literally, it was traumatic enough for everybody. Your body changes in a week. I was so insecure in 9th grade biology. I remember not raising my hand to ask a question. Meanwhile, the whole room's probably asking the same question. I was like, are they going to think I'm dumb? Oh, that one's somewhat relatable. This one is like, I was scared to ask to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, sir, can I use the bathroom? Only emergencies. I'm a only emergency kind of guy. Only if it's an emergency. Because what will they think if I use the bathroom? What? That's a normal biological function as a human being. And it was probably because of the bathroom. It's probably because of the weird fluorescent lighting in the bathrooms. Sir, I'm scared of the fluorescent lighting in the bathrooms. So yeah, what do we do? If you want to fix the public education system today, not tomorrow, not next week, not paying politicians billions of dollars to reform education, change the light bulbs. Can we agree upon that? Can we agree upon that, people? I'm sending seismic tosses again. I'm getting amped. That's what happens when you talk about traumatic experiences in high school. Then they make you square dance. That's what I had to do in 9th grade. 9th grade, wow, what a doozy. What a doozy 9th grade was. So yeah, we'll get into the commandments of how I look differently upon 9th grade. However, speaking of square dancing, what a great segue. I'm getting better. So, speaking of square dancing, I saw 12 cowboys. Yes, 12 cowboys together. You understand me? 12 cowboy hats, cowboy boot, AI, cowboy belt buckles, legitimate cowboys. Do you understand what I'm saying? 12 cowboys. Downtown Austin. And now I hear a chant. They're walking towards the Capitol like this. Those boots were meant for walking. And walking is just what they did. As you got closer, you heard a chant. Hey. Hey. Oh. Donald Trump has got to go. Now they're getting flary. Now they're prancing. Now they're prancing in the streets. Dancing, prancing in the streets. So essentially what I saw was a group of 12 cowboys choreographed in unison. And if I saw 12 choreographed cowboys in unison doing anything, I'm impressed. I'm I'm already impressed. I'm already impressed. If you saw 12 cowboys in unison doing square dancing in a public bathroom, in a luminescent public bathroom in a high school, doing I don't know around the Cotton Eye Joe, where did it go from? Where did it go? So if I saw that, I'm impressed. If I saw 12 cowboys in unison choreographed cutting cucumbers on the side of the street, I'm impressed. So, anyways, I'm just saying, if it's choreographed, I'm already impressed. But my first thought was, are they messing with Alex Jones? that was my first thought. I never seen that anywhere but Austin, Texas, by the Capitol. And it was like, is this a Marxist? That was my second thought. I'm like, this is like what a Marxist would think someone who supports Donald Trump would look like. Well, they have to wear cowboy hats. They have to wear cowboy boots. They have to wear a cowboy belt buckle. That's what they look like. And, you know, it's like, why does he have to go? I want to know why. So that's why the left, and if you're listening to this outside of the United States, that's why the left, the liberals, which I grew up, well, not to get into my own personal stuff, but look, that's why they lost the election, is because they failed to engage in political dialogue. They failed to enlarge their political discourse. They didn't go on podcasts. They didn't do any entertainment. They didn't even do... So the norm historically in the United States of America, if you're listening to this outside of the United States, is we engage in political dialogue. That's historically accurate. And when you fail to do that and use ad hominem attacks, and the kids are already hip to this, the kids already know, thou shalt not bear false witness. What does that mean? Well, thou shalt not bear false witness in a very practical, cogent, and sensical way with substance means I shall not gossip. I shall not steal consciousness in which I do not have the capacity for. So I'm totally cool with saying this politician, I don't agree with his political ethics. I don't agree with this politician's foreign policies. I don't agree with this politician's economical prescriptions. I don't agree. You can even say that I think this is reasonable and fair. AI, are you following me? I think this is reasonable and fair to say, as you should question your government, you should question conventional norms, that this politician's political ethics, they may ruin democracy itself. I'm on board, actually. I like that. What I don't, where you lose me, the kids, because the kids are hip. The kids are smart. They already ad hominem. I already know it's a political tactic to assassinate someone's political integrity and their personal character instead of engaging in political debate. Kids already know the definition of ad hominem. And what happens is you lose me when you go, that person cheats on his wife. That person's a bad, bad boy. That's a bad boy. A bad boy? What? What are you saying right now? It's a bad boy? What are you talking about? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? That's politically, culturally relevant. Tariffs. And let's get down to brass tacks here. I don't have time for this. You're going to say he's a bad boy? What? And you're not going to engage in any reasonable or sensible political dialogue? You're just going to say he's bad? What? That may have worked in the 90s when we had supermodels with phenotypic gene expressions that displayed symmetry and they were on covers of magazines. It doesn't work in 2025. The kids are already hip. They go, no, tell me, I actually want to know, I want to know the facts. What's going on? What's going on? They want to know what's going on. So when you do that, you're bearing false witness. Do you know that politician? You know Trump. You know Donald Trump? No, dude, if you went, I know Nancy Pelosi, I would go, what? You do? That's cool. Whoa, I'm impressed. If I saw 12 cowboys, I'm impressed. I guess I'm impressed easily. But, you know, you can't just go, this person cheats on his wife. You never even met him. That's bearing false witness. This is the now we're talking commandments, dude. This is my language. So the commandments, 12, thou shalt not bear false witness, is so interesting to me because it's been distorted and watered down to something it's not. It's simply you can't steal consciousness in which you don't have the capacity for. You can't gossip and take shortcuts in life. You can't do that. And people do it for networking reasons. You see it in the workplace. They're going to talk behind someone's back to make them look better. What happens is everyone finds out. It's a short game. That's why no reasonable, sensical, and wise citizen goes into politics, because they know that there's going to be ad hominem attacks. This is dating back to when Rockefeller. That's as far as I researched. Okay, Rockefeller in the 20s. So, it's been going on since then. It's basically they're going to create a narrative and a lie to assassinate your character and integrity. So you go, oh, no political leader. I'm up here and they're down here, and we're going to throw out everything they say based upon the fact that you don't want a political leader that has no integrity, obviously. But it doesn't work in 2025 because everyone's a racist. I got called a racist. I'm a comedian and a sexist recently. You ever get caught with a selfie stick by your significant other? They go, that's the G.G. Allen of insults. When your partner calls you the G.G. Allen of insults, it's like getting caught with a selfie stick. Oh, you gotta hide it. But I'll get into the next podcast I'll do. I'll get into thou shalt honor thy mother and father. And that's also distorted. We'll get into that in the next podcast. However, I just want to end here with how ridiculous a comedian getting called racist. Or they tried calling a comedian racist once. But the thing is, who's your favorite? Name 3 comedians that are your favorite all time. Okay. Name 3 of your favorite basketball players. Go. Okay. This is self-explanatory. A comedian being it's just so. Plus, I'm a scientist, so I go phenotypic gene expressions, which we already talked. This is a callback. This whole thing's perfect. So phenotypic gene expressions, you think I care about as a comedian? Okay, I'll let you talk. And I just I go, and at the very end, I go, do you want to hear my side or not? And I just shut up. And I just left. But it's so funny that people will. Well, that's why the left lost. If you're outside the United States, they failed to enlarge they didn't have a cogent political discourse. So they made something up. And people go, no, that's not actually true. And what about the brass tacks? What about the facts? What's going on? What's going on? So that's a perfect outro.